Thank you, Missy, for being here with me and sharing about your coaching experience. So excited to have you. So, can you just share a bit with everybody about anything you want to say about who you are and what you were facing when we first met?
Absolutely. So I am a middle child of five. I have a degree in industrial and systems engineering, and throughout my career have worked in male-dominated fields and roles. And when I first met you, I was going through a lot. It has been about a year, and a lot has changed during that time. I was feeling extremely anxious. I would say, like, of all the negative feelings I had, that was like the most prominent feeling. And the anxiety was rooted in just not being happy with my current plan, or actually a complete lack thereof. I felt like I was just kind of flying blind throughout my career, wasn't sure what I wanted, didn't have like goals that I was focusing on, and just overall uncomfortable in my own skin. So it's been a really long road, a great transition, and I can't believe that that was me.
Yeah, seriously. I know we were just talking about that. It's like such a difference that you don't even recognize yourself in the best way. So,
Absolutely.
can you share a little bit about what the actual experience of working together was like?
Yeah, definitely. I think I wasn't entirely sure what to expect, but as I went through it, um, my expectations were exceeded. Um, I really put a lot of work into myself, thanks to you. There were definitely like, it was an up and down process for me because when you're working on yourself, you're facing a lot of things that like you've been honestly ignoring. And so it was great to have you essentially as my partner, my support person, someone to celebrate with me when I was at the peak and someone to confide in when I was at the valley. It was absolutely not a linear path at all, but I had support no matter what was happening. And my favorite part was the homework. Like just being held accountable to like tasks, podcasts, just whatever it involved in terms of um, giving me the tools that I needed. I think that's the best way to summarize it. Like I had the tools at every turn and at every corner that I needed in order to like achieve what I needed to. And essentially like I'd run into a wall, but then I would be able to like break through it, which I just realized I said breakthrough, but makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely does. So, one of the questions that I ask everybody is to talk about your problems and how intense the problems are on a scale of 0 to 10. And you said an 8 out of 10. What would you say that number is now?
Like maybe a two. My initial feeling was like zero, just because a year ago to today, it is a completely different like feeling, like every aspect of my life that I came to you with and like was completely terrified about changing and working on myself with. I have made like such significant progress. I'm not saying zero because no one's perfect, and that's impossible, but definitely like a two. Most days it's a one. So
Yeah, and that is in your life is so it is so it's like a totally different life that you're living. And like you said, we worked on a lot of different like career primarily, and then addressing other things that can impact your career is important too.
absolutely.
How would you say your life is better because of what you've gained from all of this?
I'm less afraid. I think each aspect of my life that I had been ignoring and not addressing, now I feel really powerful. It had been for some of the pieces that I was not working on a whole decade, which is a really long time to be afraid of something. And that will definitely give you anxiety. But now, as I'm living my life differently and facing each of these aspects, I know that moving forward, when something new comes up, that all I have to do is figure out what tools I need and then start doing it. I think starting is always the hardest part. And so overall, just less afraid to begin the work that's necessary.
And where are you now? What successes have you had and what wins and what results did you get?
Yeah, so now I wake up and I am proud of all of the like actions and steps I've taken in each aspect of my life. And I've learned to kind of focus on, what is the good that I am doing and what's the positive that's happening right now, not, you know, living in existential dread about, what could be or like my past mistakes. It's more of, hey, like, today, like I'm doing like things that are good for myself in each of these avenues. So yeah, just I guess maintaining the focus on what I'm doing right.
And you have a job that you love, right?
Yes, definitely love my job. I used to go to bed and not be able to sleep because I was so stressed about waking up and going to work. And
Mm.
now, like, I don't have that feeling at all. When I get home from work, instead of feeling like I just need to like recharge from a horrible day, I'm actually able to do things in other aspects of my life because I have more energy. And when I get to work, I'm a lot happier. I laugh way more throughout the day. Like, I just feel like I'm in a much emotionally safer environment. And that is honestly really beautiful. And when I first met you, I thought I'd have to leave corporate America forever. And it just like wasn't for me. But turns out that a safe environment exists.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. And I love seeing you in that too.
Yes. Yay.
Is there anything else that you want to share that you haven't yet said?
The things that keep coming up in my mind are just making sure you're not afraid of taking action for yourself because just as soon as you start to get that ball rolling, you build a lot of momentum. The first steps are the hardest, but then all of a sudden you're running. So yeah, I'm just not afraid anymore, which is crazy to think about how afraid I was a year ago, and I'm just really thankful for our time together.
Me too. And if someone is watching this because they're deciding if they want to work with me, what would you say to that person?
Do it. Absolutely do it. If you never at least try, then you'll continue to live that way for years and years and years. And just taking the first step is the hardest, and you're not going to regret trying. You'll never regret trying. And so just go for it.
Right. Cool. Well, thank you so much for sharing your experience. I'm sure everybody's happy to hear and listen and grateful for you doing that. And it's been so great working with you. And thank you again.
Yay. Awesome. Thank you.